Having a strong early game board is crucial to not only win in the early game, but also to set yourself up for a successful mid and late game. In this video, I'll cover the new early game boards in set 7.5 and show how you can transition them into mid and end game boards. Starting off with Lagoon. With this opener, you play either Taliyah or Kai'Sa carry. Which one you go for depends a little on your overall game plan and what the other units you have are. If you are likely to hit mages, then you want to go for Taliyah, as she will double cast and stack up Lagoon twice. If you have Dragonmancers, then you want to lead more into Kai'Sa. The Mage opener will look like this, where you add in Vlad and Lilia. You can drop Lagoon to play it at level 4, but stacking Lagoon early is desirable in this set due to all the money and loot you get from it. Coming into the mid game, you either look to play 6 Lagoon if you hit it early, as you'll be getting a ton of loot from that trait, but if you don't hit that, you want to look towards replacing Kai'Sa with a better Lagoon like Seraphine or Zac, and you also want to replace Vladimir with a better Mage. One of the strongest Mage Lagoon boards in the mid game looks like this, where you're getting a lot of utility with Zyra and Seraphine, which allows you to stall for longer and get more Lagoon stacks through Taliyah. Additionally, you'll be shredding resistances, which allows Taliyah to burst down tanks with her double cast. From this spot, you want to look to play Soam Lagoon, an endgame dragon board with Ao Shin carry, or you can play Mage reroll if Namzi is a Mage that game. Going back to our original level 3 board, we can easily run Kai'Sa carry if we hit a Dragonmancer, ideally set to give us more frontline. This allows Kai'Sa to deal a lot more damage, and the frontline helps her scale as well. At level 5, you add in any Bruiser for more frontline, and then moving into the mid game, you want to go for either a 4 Dragonmancer comp by adding in 2 Adolescent, Karma, and Volibear. The second option is again a 6 Lagoon board to farm loot, and the third option is to add in even more frontline, and then pivot into a stronger one like Guardians with Mystics. Which one out of those 3 you pick depends on what you're looking to play. 6 Lagoon is the best if you're looking to go deep into the Lagoon, the Guardian comp is great if you are looking to play for the strongest board into a legendary comp, or if you're looking to play for Soam. And the 4 Dragonmancer comp is the best if you want to commit to Kai'Sa or Lee Sin reroll. That was just one of the many openers we got. So let's take a look at an AD opener now. Here we got 3 Jades and we can utilize Wukong as an AD carry. Wukong scales incredibly well with his traits, so you want as many Jades and Warriors as possible when playing him. Therefore, a great level 4 for this comp is to add in Yone for Warrior. You can also replace Karma with Gnar when you hit him. From there, the level 5 almost always wants to be a Bruiser to give your entire team more tankiness, but also slotting in flex units like Sejuani or Twitch can also work just fine. From here, you can also slow roll at level 5 for 3-star Wukong to play the Bonky Kong comp. Once you get to the mid game, you either keep playing Wukong carry or you can pivot to Olaf carry. Since he is a 3 cost, he will be stronger than Wukong. In that case, the comp wants to look something like this, and then replace Karma with Wukong once you hit him again. From this position, you can easily pivot into Scale Score and Olaf, or you can use Olaf as an item carrier for Shi OU and play Jades with him as a carry. Whisper Siphon is also an option, since Olaf carries Siphon items incredibly well, but since we don't have any other Whisper champions on this board, it's a bit hard to pivot into it. If we go back to the level 3 board we started with, we also have an option to play Karma carry and go for more of an AP route. In that case, we will do something similar to the Kai'Sa Lagoon opener, where we add in a Dragonmancer at level 4. This is simply to give more damage to Karma, and set as a decent frontliner as well that scales nicely with the Jade buff. Yet again at level 5, we want to add in a Bruiser for more tankiness, or we can add in another Dragonmancer to give a bit more stats to Karma. Once you get to the mid game at level 6, you have similar options as the Kai'Sa board. 4 Dragonmancer is an option, and from here, it will be difficult to play much else than a vertical Dragonmancer comp. Yet again, you want to transfer the items over to Lee Sin once he is 2-starred. Besides that, there are few options. Since we can't hit 5 Jade without a 4 or 5 cost, we can never go higher than 3 Jade. We can, however, start adding in units for our late game comp. We can, for example, add in Nunu and Sejuani if we're looking to play Deja, or we can get in 3 Lagoon if we want to end up with Soam carry. This might be a lot to take in for some of you, but to make it easier to remember, I have made all of these images available in Imgur albums for patrons and YouTube members. If you're a patron or member, for the cheat sheet tier or higher, you will get access to these Imgur albums, and links to join are down in the description. And thank you so much to the people supporting me over there. Next up, let's take a look at Ezreal. He is a bit different, as he's an AP carry, but all the other Swiftshot units are AD, so you can't slap any items onto him. But both Varus and Xayah like Rageblade, so he's a great holder for those items. And you can also use him to carry AP items if you want to play comps like Deja. You want to pair him with Twitch to activate Swiftshots, and you want to keep adding in Cavaliers to pair with Sejuani for a stronger Cavalier frontline. Your level 4 and 5 wants to be Rel and Lilia to get more Cavaliers in, and from there, Once you get into the mid game, you can easily just add in a Nunu for 4 Cavaliers, or add in a Varus for 3 Cav, 3 Swiftshots. You can also add in Qiyana or Lee Sin for Tempest if you have a really strong Ezreal right now. A lot of flexibility here, and from this spot, you can easily pivot into a Ragewing Xayah or Mirage Deja board. Next up is Senna with Cannoneer Opener. You want to pair her with Aphelios. What you add in depends a little on what you like to play. If you're looking to play Graves carry, you usually want to run Idas, so then Guardians will be the best. But if you want to use her as an item carrier for Rengar within Darkflight, then Cavaliers will be the best, as you can find Rel early for Cavaliers. Most often you want to play towards Rengar, so your level 4 will be that in this case. Generally, you don't always want to sacrifice in the early game, unless you have items on both your Darkflight champions. So if you have some tank items on Rel, then sacrifice the Sejuani in this case. The nice thing about Cavalier openers is that it's very easy to know what to add in, as you have many low-cost Cavalier units to slot in, so a great level 5 here could be Lilia or Nunu. Once you get to the mid game, the ideal board is to already have a Rengar with 2 assassins like this, but if you want to stick with Senna carry, it's pretty hard to hit 4 Cannoneers unless you get a Heart or Emblem, so the strongest level 6 board will be something more like this, where you add in Ragewing and Guardians for more utility and frontline. From this spot, you can use Senna as an item carrier for Guild Xayah, or you can keep using her as an item carrier for Rengar. The last option is to go for Cannoneers, but this can only be done if Namsi is a Cannoneer in the current game. If you don't know, she switches between Cannoneer, Mage, and Evoker from game to game. The last ones of the 1-cost carries is Nidalee. If you're using her as a carry, you want to avoid Astral, as that trait doesn't really benefit Nidalee too much. Therefore, we want to go with Shapeshifters and Jades to make her tankier and to increase her DPS. From there, you don't have a great level 5 or 6, as it's impossible to hit 4 Shapeshifters since we need Shyvana, and it's unrealistic to expect 5 Jade since we need Xiaoyu. Therefore, you want to fill in other synergies to get a secondary carry. A great level 6 board to end up with will look something like this, where you add in Dragonmancers and Bruisers. From here, you can use Nidalee as a carry for either Xiaoyu or Siphon by adding in more Whispers or Jades at level 7 and 8. There aren't really too many other paths you can take from there. You might be able to pivot this into a Graves carry board, as he can be used in a ton of different comps, but that is a lot harder than the other options. That was all the strongest openers in set 7.5, but if you want to learn how to play the early game from a streaking, economy, and leveling perspective, then check out my guide. It will be linked down in the description. And if you want to get access to the Imgur albums of all the openers here, then consider becoming a patron or YouTube member. The link to join is down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want cheat sheets for any of my comp guides, they are available for YouTube members and patrons, and links to those are down in the description. And if you want to get better at TFT, join the Discord. We got over 9,000 other players there who are hungry to climb. And if you want to get coached by me, the information is over on the Discord server as well. So take care and see you in the next video.